Have you ever wanted to learn how to scream like this? But you just don't know how? Well, today I'm going to show you some of the techniques I use to do my vocals and my songs for Are We Alive? And if you're just getting started, I think you found the best video to watch because you're going to see me make a total ass of myself. You're going to see me make mistakes. You're going to see me do it the wrong way, but that's part of the process. You're going to mess up a lot before you do it right. So let's jump into this. So screams can be really cool and expressive in music. I think that there's a lot of depth and variety into the characteristics that you hear in different, vocals, anywhere from Dimmu Borgir to like Lorna Shore. It's going to be dramatically, wildly different, and your screams are going to be different than everyone else's, very much like you're singing. And it does take skill, and you can develop and get better and do all sorts of stuff. I've got a few tricks that I use, and I'm going to show them to you today. What I do is what I call like my Cookie Monster lows, to where it's like, and then I've got I call them the Trivium mids because I love Trivium, and they're who I started screaming along to when I was 15, to where it's like, rah, 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 you're pushing it out. You'll see it later. And then what I am attempting to call my Lorna Shore highs. So I'm trying to get them. You'll see in this video kind of how my highs sound and how bad they are compared to Will's, but at the same time, you'll hear that there's something there. I recommend when you're starting with screaming to start with lows. You'll hear me repeat that again in this video because I shot this all disjointed like an idiot. And then I would recommend going to mids after that and then focusing on highs. Highs are kind of their own beast, and it's really easy to mess your voice up if you don't do them appropriately. So there's a bunch of videos on Will talking about how one day it just clicked for him. Maybe you'll get to a point where the screams click for you one day, but then one day they don't. In this video, you're gonna see that because I'm going to try and do a high the way I performed it in the song the day it clicked after watching one of Will's videos, but it did not click today because I go months at a time without screaming. I even go months at a time without playing guitar, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. I really only pick up to scream and play the guitar when I'm recording and writing, and I write. What you hear in the recording is what I wrote. I'm writing. Each song session is a canvas I'm painting recordings onto until it's completed and taking things away and adding things. That's another video though. We're here to talk about screams. So say you've never screamed before and you're wanting to do it. How do you do it? Well, something people tell you to do a lot is to start by doing a sigh, because that's kind of where it's from, right? Like the, But I remember that advice from like 15 years ago, and it didn't really help. It didn't really help me out. And that's because I just didn't know what to do with it after that, So maybe you've heard that advice in a million other videos, but it's true. Start by doing that. And people always say, stick your tummy out like you're taking a dump and, push and you'll start to get it. Well, I feel like that's kind of hard to emulate unless you're really just there on the toilet. So let's go to the toilet. So I am sitting on a toilet, and I promise you my pants are up. This is really weird. Okay. Anyways, so really just go sit down in the bathroom and pretend you're taking a dump. So literally just push that out like you're gonna poop. And just try this. You hear that? So I'm really trying to push this sucker out. So let's say it's Thanksgiving Day and you're constipated, that's a terrible combo, right? And you're just really trying to get that turkey out because you're trying to go take your nap, man. So you're sitting there, ready? Watch my tongue, ready? You hear how I'm pushing to take that dump and the air comes out? It really doesn't take much air. It's about also kind of how you control it. Too much air is bad, and that's when you start messing up your throat. You want it to kind of flow through easily. So what might start as a well, when you put this guy into it, you and you push it out, it gets a little easier to do it. So, so that would be too much air. And then you can kind of also sculpt it from there. So this is ridiculous. I am taking a dump. You see? So let's try that off the toilet because I feel really stupid. All right, so let's try it in here. You see? So I would focus on getting those lows first before you go with the high. Like try and get that to sound, or try and get that to feel as comfortable as possible. I know it feels stupid. I feel stupid doing it. I'm always, like you can see the windows over here. I'm always self-conscious about my neighbors hearing me. Let's think about that low. So once you can get you can get that out, going ahead and start trying to form words. And something Will from Lorna Shore says is he was trying to over-pronunciate. And for my last album that I did, I started to incorporate not trying to over-pronunciate stuff and just let it come out, because then it sounds nice and muddy in a good way, you know? So instead of, let's do this. So we're going to say subscribe to the channel because this is a YouTube video. Why not? I'm going to over-pronunciate it, and then I'm going to under-pronunciate it, and we're going to see the difference. So, subscribe to the channel. I sound like the Cookie Monster. It sounds really stupid. But if I'm like, subscribe to the channel, you know, then that could be lower, and then that could work better in, I feel really dumb, in a mix, you know, something like that. And I don't have the best screams ever, but this has accomplished what I'm trying to do, at least in my personal music. So let's really just go for it here. Subscribe to the channel. I'm warming up. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a couple of weeks, months even, since I've screamed. Let's go in the closet here so I feel less stupid. Also, my wife's in the other room. All right, now we're in the closet, so it's gonna be more compressed. Subscribe to the channel. Cookie Monster. Let's focus even less on pronunciation. Subscribe to the channel. So that would be kind of good, you know, that less pronunciation when you're just getting down. And people say don't cup the mic, but screw it. Cup the mic and just, you know, so just go crazy with it. So the lows are kind of fun because you can go around, you can come up behind like your grandma or something and be like, hey, grandma, and scare the crap out of her. So let's also talk about highs and mids. All right, so my throat's a little sore today, which is a real good cop-out for a YouTube video, but it's true. Let's just try and get a mid. I'm going to sound like crap, and I'm going to, you know, I think it's important that you guys hear me sound like crap. So if you're new to this, you know that it's okay to sound like crap sometimes. I'm not the best at this, but here we go. Enough talk. Getting that in there. And I might not be doing this 100% correct. We'll see. Yeah! I feel really dumb. So something that helps me with that, because that was a little bad, is soda. So we've got our hardcore handy dandy HEB Diet Original Cola with lime. So let's put some of this down. So for highs and mids, you know, just higher than the lows. For me personally, I got to put a bunch of sticky crap in my throat to get that phlegm in there. Because I vape a lot, so I dry out my throat and all that kind of stuff. And if you vape, you should stop. I used to smoke 2 packs a day though, so it's better than that. If you smoke, you should definitely stop because it's going to mess up your performance. And if you can scream very well with cigarettes and with vaping, you could do a lot better without it. So let's see if this helps. All right, let's try it. Yeah! Okay, so doing a high like that, if I push too much air out, I might get more of the force or whatever. I just get a better sound in my opinion, but it makes me kind of lightheaded, especially if I do a high and I like hold it out for very long. I would like pass out on stage. And that's actually happened before, to where I've been like falling into the mic, doing a backup screen on my Les Paul, you know, so I'm playing and doing that. But what I'm trying to say is, and I'm not the best at this, I'm still learning, is to let the air come out as naturally as it possibly can. Let the air just flow. Don't force it. Otherwise, you're going to get lightheaded and damage your throat. So when you get like a real scream going, you should also be able to like move the pitch up and down. This is ridiculous, but you see what I'm saying? So, God, I'm going to feel real dumb releasing this. But, you know, it's important to see it, I feel like, you know, because this is how it works. Like and subscribe to the video! So that's what I call my my Trivium screams, because I freaking love Trivium. So it's kind of where, like, there's a bit of a shout in there, and you feel it kind of tuck up in the back of the throat when you're doing it. It's probably horrible and completely terrible for you. But instead of being like, like and subscribe, you know, like your Cookie Monster, like and subscribe to the video! Now we're starting to get it. So what I was showing you earlier, that's more for the when you bring your tongue out there and be like, that's my Cookie Monster. So I have that on To Suffer. Let's play that. So I'm like, putrid states of making trails of a family code. And then on the next line where I'm saying, run for your life, I'm going, run for your life. run, fight or die. And then I come in. I think that's a good part to show you because it's got all three. And then I come in with that third bit where I'm doing the Trivium scream. So I say, your mother caught within their sights. Your mother caught within their sights! Hatred ignites! You will never recover! You were born to suffer! So it kind of goes up and down. And I recommend, like, when you're writing, really, like, play, like, if you can't do highs the whole time, you know, like, really try and play into, like, what you could probably do live. Now, I primarily do stuff in-house and then release it. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do, because I go a little crazy on a live. So let's talk about those. So, like, for the highs, it's weird. It's like I widen it more back here. I don't know how to say that better. I'm not a vocal coach, but you kind of understand what I'm saying. I still push my tummy out, you know, when I'm doing it. So, you know, like that. Like and subscribe! Okay, so I may be over-pronunciating. Like and subscribe! It's not the best. I'm not gonna lie, my highs aren't the best. But I feel like, you know, you put a little bit of distortion and processing on there, and it sounds kind of nice in the recording. I just wanted to pause here because I really feel like this is an interesting thing to discuss. I feel like a lot of people who scream, you hear their recordings, but you never really hear their raw takes, what it sounds like on the recording end. And I feel like that's incredibly important if you're new to recording and you want to know that what's going in on your tracks is going to sound good when it's, you know, gone through vocal processing. I'm going to show you a raw track here. So let's go ahead and play that. Which side are you on? No, it sucks, but there's nothing left that we can do. Living faster, looming disaster. We're all complacent. Are we alone? Justify lives we idolize. Eating us lies and keeping us blind. And I ask you, are you with me? Are we? So you can see it's not like the best, but that's the raw tone of it. That's the raw characteristics of it. Let's see what it sounds like when I do these things to it. Which side are you on? No, it says that there's nothing left that we can do. Living faster, looming disaster. We're all complacent. Are we alone? Justify lives we idolize. Treating us lies and keeping us blind. And I ask you, are you with me? Are we? Now let's hear it in the full mix. Cool. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what that sounds like before it actually goes into the mix itself. A little bit of distortion and processing on there, and it sounds kind of nice in the recording. Or if you cup the mic. But, you know, live, occasionally I can bust out a pretty damn good high for backup vocals. Nowhere near like Will's Goblin stuff. I freaking love him. That guy's amazing at what he does. But, you know, if you're starting out screaming and you're going to do it live, I kind of recommend going a little lower. Unless the high stuff you kind of take too naturally. Go like low to mids. So like here, let's play this part from a live. If I was live and I was doing that right now and I had to scream, and not have the other vocalist that I anticipated having for that song if I were to ever play it live, I would probably do it like this. Right now it seems that there's nothing left that we can do. Living faster, looming disaster. We're all complacent. Are we alive? So I would keep it all low. I wouldn't go high. Maybe on that last one, because of our lives we idolize, I would save them, keep them in reserve, you know, because if I did them the whole thing, my voice is going to be shot, which means I'm probably not doing it 100% correct. But I hope this video was helpful. Kind of showed you my learning experience along the way. You can hear my throat is already like kind of getting lower. So that means I'm not always doing it the right way. But this is a good place, I feel like, to kind of get you started. And I feel like this might be a little bit more beneficial than some of those videos that are like, oh, just stand there and go, because that never taught me anything. It's like, okay, you can't go up there and be like, "Guys are lazy, idolize." You know, it just sounds stupid. It just has to click. "Guys are lazy, idolize. Living faster, living disaster." And even still, I'm not the best. All right, so you've heard some of my really bad screaming. But I hope it helped you. Like, seriously, you know, if this is something you want to get better at, I've gotten mad respect for you, because in some ways it feels like metal is dying, and that's kind of metal as hell, but it's sad, you know, with the rise of AI and all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate you getting into the art form and trying to get better. I wish you nothing but the best of luck on your journey. I hope you are super successful and you get amazing at what you do, and you sound as good as Will. So if you made it to the end, I really appreciate you watching this. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like to learn or that I could possibly teach you. I'm not by any means a master at what I do, but I do have a lot of experience. So if there's something you want me to teach you, I'm here to teach. So let me know down in the comments. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me make an ass out of myself. Much love and peace.